Hello everybody, it's Phil the Miniature Model Maker coming to you again, and we're going to do our usual thing to make sure Twitch has me going as live. Yes, here we go. So we're going to watch this. Watch now, and we're set. Okay, so in the previous stream, I went through and did gap filling with my Mr. Surfacer 500. And now we get to take it all off. So that's what we're going to do in this stream. We're going to sit and watch me remove Surfacer for however long it takes. It's not the most enthralling process, but it is an important one to make sure your models are in good shape. I'm going to move my thing here. Here we go. And this, thankfully, my blade is very good at cutting this stuff off. And we have other tools needed to do the actual cleaning. And let's move the camera up just a little bit because we're in a weird focus spot. Okay, here we go. Looking at it now. Oh, yeah, that looks like it's a little bit better. Yeah, if I get too close to my camera, its autofocus feature is not the best. So when it gets too close, it gets a little fuzzy. And we don't want that when we're working on details. So we've got that there. Look at that. How nice. How lovely. Nice and smooth. And then we grab our fancy pants God hand. Make sure we got the right one. And give it a good scrape so it's nice and even and just the plastic and surface are filling the hole. And then we'll get around to sanding it. Maybe. That may not be totally necessary since this is really just going on the back of the kit. And these are here mostly just to fill in the worst of the worst. So the mold circles aren't completely visible. And I also want to make sure I don't remove what I'm trying to maintain. So that's as far as that one's going to go. That's good. Okay, let's get to the body. Do a first cut without removing plastic. That's the hard part. That's why we use the X-Acto blade, because those chisels cut very fast. Okay. Now we can scrape that off. There we are. Nicely filled gap. Although I think I just took care of most of it by accidentally scraping with that spin blade. Or cutting, I should say. But hey, if it works, it works. And if it's even, it's even. So that part's done. Go to this leg here. Now this is the tricky one. It's a rounded surface. So we're going to scrape. Gently, gently scrape. And there's some glue and a mold line as well. That will get sanded eventually. Just flat. Scrape, 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 scrape. Okay. And the gaps in these parts are very, very small. Just doing it to be ultra nitpicky detailed, because this is the channel mascot, so we've got to do our very best by it. And I have to admit, this is kind of fun. Seeing what parts, how well I did with the first build, with first sanding and scraping and all that. Did it turn out okay? Or was it all really, really screwed up more than I thought? So it's also a personal double check. And for any of you who watched me clean up the EXS, you know I don't mind scraping. Okay. Let's go to the next one. You know, building these little things, taking 10 hours, 12 hours, 20 hours to do them, I can see how with some of those master or perfect grades, like the really high grade gunpla kits, people spend hundreds of hours on them. It makes total sense now. So I think it would be interesting one of these days to spend all that time on one of these little artifacts and see if I can customize it with plot plate and stuff. One of these days. Not now. In the future. Alright, and this part has glue splooge as well that needs to be cleaned. So we'll do that. It looks like we're going to have to get an etching tool out, or get some of this stuff when we etch, which is the next step. I wanted to make sure that any gaps were filled, and the glue is going to make messes out of any sculpted detail before I went and cleaned that up. Where's mine? There we go. Sanding stick. Excuse me. That's the worst of that taken care of. Let's do the really crazy one last. Did you have anything? Yes, you did. You had a little line over here. So for those of you folks over on YouTube, I hope you're enjoying this. Please do leave your like, your subscribe, and your comment. The algorithm likes those things, and when when it likes those things, it shows other people who might like this content, who might be looking for this content, have it show up on their screen. It's not just about me wanting to get cred. I would really like to be able to help people with their artifacts and bring this community, raise awareness for them. Because I've even seen people over on like Millennial Model Mayhem, good old Liam over there, just did a video about wargaming with Gunpla. People mentioned Gundam Assemble, but other folks were asking, what about miniature Gunpla? I'm really looking forward to them. And I was just thinking, dude, they've been out now for 4 years. These little artifacts. So let's, please do help get the algorithm going and showing people who would be interested in miniatures and in Gunpla artifacts. Let them know that they exist and that they're really freaking cool. Those were, yeah, they were. Okay, well, shoot. Can I? That'll be during scribing. Okay. Oh boy, we're getting close to the craziest part. That bazooka's loaded with this gap filler. Alright, this guy's a good one too. Yeah, but speaking of awareness of artifacts, I'm really surprised that Bandai didn't do... I'm surprised that Bandai did... how can I say this? Their marketing for them wasn't great. At least over here in the West. Hopefully, their next go around will be better. They probably sold a bunch of them because they were in places like Barnes and Noble and Target, and just kids seeing a $7 or $8 thing like, "Hey, mom, give me this, give me this." They probably did sell a ton of them, but I'm not sure they were. They could have broadcast the news of the product line to to the miniature hobbyists and the Gunpla hobbyists better. If people are still asking about them or commenting about miniature Gundam and not knowing about them when they've been out for so long. Where's the other arm? Where are you, other arm? There you are. Okay, you do have something to clean up in here. Here we go. That's better. And now we compare. Ooh, you got a whole big mess in there. That's better. Alright, well that's that. Here's the other one that has a whole bunch of goop on it. Nope. Let's get the 1.5 out. that's a little bit wide. Okay, here we are. And we'll take this off while we're here. Mm-hmm. Okay, and the other side. This one's a little bit trickier because of this rounded piece. There we are. We'll leave that and go back to the detail. Well, I may have just fixed it by cutting. Sometimes that happens. Oftentimes that happens, I should say. Let's get the little one out. Yep. That was unintentional. But it worked. And then this didn't have anything on it. Now we got this guy. I've got to make sure to remember to always put these back so I don't lose them. They would have a tendency to roll around. Now I'm using the back of the blade, folks. I'm not cutting, I'm just scraping. Very gently, very carefully. I'm going to remove the majority of it, but not not all of it. We'll let the sandpaper do some of that work too. I don't want to be scraping this thing flat at all. I just want to get the worst of the stuff off of it so I don't immediately clog up the sandpaper. Because this part does have some unevenness when you put the halves together. Doing this step always excites me because I know we're getting close. And that the priming and painting will soon be happening. And I think I have just the paint colors for this too. I might end up using the same purple that I did with the original Rick Diaz paint color. And let that... Although, looking at the... Yeah, there's purple and there's blue and there's orange on the mascot. So those are the colors I will be using. And we still have yet to come up with a name for the mascot. I don't even know where to start. Maybe it'll be female, and we'll call it Minnie. M-I-N-N-I-E, like Minnie Mouse. Which would be kind of funny. Maybe male. Won't be Zach. Definitely won't be Zach. Not sure. Oh, hello there, second person. How are you? Welcome, welcome. I'm just sitting here cleaning up this bazooka for the Zaku 2. Had some gaps to fill. almost at the standing stage. So what brings you here today? Are you a fan of artifacts as well? Do you, do you even know about them? They went away. Time to bring out the big guns again. That's pretty good. Let's get the sandpaper out now. I'm sanding away, standing on the kid that's in front of me. Oh, gaps, please go away. That song always makes me think of Cartman from South Park and his rendition of it, and them memeing on John Stamos and his brother. And I'm free. Oh Lord, I'm free. Okay, you need some more. Cut. Cut. And we're good. Those little gum packets. There we go. And I'm using 600 grit sandpaper for this. And just gently going over the surface. Can I? And I'm using the X-Acto for this because it's less likely to cut into the plastic than the scribing tools are. And when I'm trying to just scrape away excess surfacer, that's what I want. I don't want to be cutting. Pretty good, pretty good. Go to the other side. I may have to get the little one out. Just, we gotta be careful with these though. They're so sharp. It's easy to start a scribe line when you're not trying to. Sorry about the focus, folks. I need to get this closer to my face. You can kind of tell from the video what I'm doing anyways, though. You don't need to be seeing the super detail of me scraping surfacer. Boy, I'm glad I used primer on the EXS and not this surfacer. Would have been much more difficult to remove. I still think whiteout might be a good option for doing this too. Or whatever you call whiteout in your neck of the woods. Correction fluid. And this is why I say in so many of my videos that prevention of gaps is worth the time, because the effort taken to fix them like this is intense. Takes a lot. It's worth it in the end, one way or the other. But having to, if you can avoid doing this, more power to you. But in the end, there's no way to fully avoid it. Gaps happen, and they need to be fixed. Well, my friends, I think that's that. Now it's time to start scribing. long have we been streaming here? 49 minutes. Oh my goodness. Well, we might have time to get some of this done. Maybe. That's my point 2. I need bigger ones there. Hope you need to be scraped down. There we are. And then, because I'm compulsive, I am going to come in here with the back of the good scribe and try and get even more of it out. It's not the right way to be using this tool. But if it works, it works. Oh. Okay, well, hey. Look at that. I guess you needed to be glued. But that gives me an opportunity to clean you up. Oh, and now your gaps are screwed. Yep. Your gaps are screwed. Okay. Well, that does that. I'll be back in just a moment. I think that means we're going to be gluing this part. How about that? Yep, looks like that. Give it a bit of work. There we go. And let that be. So now we are going to put everything else off to the side. Take our number 2 mil scribing tool, and look at, yeah, this is a good start. Look at this. Get the surfacer off of here. That's what I'm saying right here. You see that little plastic bit? I was just scraping, and this is so sharp that it's doing a big number on that, but luckily for all of us, there's a gap, something to be scribed there. Okay, what size is this? Are you? Nope. I want the bigger one. 0.8. You're the 0.1. Why are you down there? Let's just get them all out then. There's the 0.8. And this is why I like these cheaper scribes. They're better scrapers. They're good cleaning tools. Not as good scribes as the purpose-built, more expensive ones. But they do things I need them to do, which is fantastic. And right now, I need it to be scraping off this surfacer that the poor thing fell into when I was doing it earlier. And this is why I wasn't worried about it at all. It's easy to clean out. Okay. And now we go back. Beautiful. I'm adding a little bit of detail here. This was not a line that was originally sculpted in. Okay. And now we just gently, softly scrape this clean. There we go. Look at that. We're going to hit our hour in just a second. About as soon as I'm done cleaning this. Just right. Okay. And I will be doing a scribe down this one too, because I need to clean that out anyway, so may as well put at least a little bit of a line around it. There we go. Interesting. You're molded differently. This side is not straight. The other side was straight. And then these little guys here. That's cleaned up. That's cleaned up. And that's cleaned up enough. That some sandpaper will do the trick. Got a little unintentional gap filling done here, but I'm not going to complain about that. Not even in the slightest. You are really screwed up. wonder why that happened. Oh. Okay. So there was a fair amount of unevenness on that part. And that's what caused the scribe to go out of its way and cause some problems. Kind of like right here too. This is why the putting the primer or surfacer on there is a good idea. So now I can fix this. And get a better line. I may have to do in two parts though. Maybe, unless I can smooth it out here, like so. Come on. Come on, piece. Clean up. We're almost there. Here we are. I think. That's probably better. Yep, that worked. Almost. Come on, let's go. I know I've gone over my time. We just added on to the earlier streams that were shorter. Kind of in a zone. But it's almost 5 o'clock, which means I do have to go because dinner time. Alright, everybody, thank you for watching. I have been Phil, the miniature model maker, coming to you today with step 6, I believe, of the Gundam Artifact Phase 4 Model 17 Zaku 2 High Mobility Type build. If you've made it this far and you're on YouTube, please make sure to hit the like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I appreciate it, and we'll get back to you next time. Remember, this is a hobby. If it doesn't bring you joy, don't do it. Take care. Be good to yourselves. Bye-bye.